The majority of the content that I make on my channel is about how to build wealth, and it's primarily through paper assets in the stock market. And usually whenever I post a video, I get someone in my comments that says, hey man, I'm close to retirement, or I'm past 40 and I wish I would have done this a lot sooner because it's too late for me. Well, in today's video, I'm gonna be going over what would I do if I had to start over from scratch, and I'm 45 years old right now. What would I do? How would I try to accumulate as much wealth as possible before it was time for me to hang it up and retire? And the very first thing that I would do is I would stop the bleeding. I would take a look at the amount of money that I have coming into my account versus what's going out. And if it's in the red or negative, I would stop the bleeding immediately. See, we have a tendency to live above our means, and it's not something that just develops overnight. This is something that most of us do throughout the entirety of our life. And by the time we get to our 40s and we have this oh shit moment because life comes at you fast, sometimes we feel like we're stuck. So stopping the bleeding is the very first thing that you have to do. If you can't do that, nothing else that I say in this video is gonna help. The next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna change your mindset. A lot of people have a victim defeatist mentality when it comes to building wealth. It can't work for them. It only works for the select few. But I'm here to tell you it can work for anybody. As long as you're disciplined, you have a plan, and you have the right mindset. So you have to change your mindset into I can't achieve this, to not only will I achieve it, but I'm gonna surpass it. The third thing that I would do, sell the car. So many people have a car payment. They're paying $600, $700, $800 a month for a car payment. And to be completely honest with you, that's ridiculous, especially if you are living paycheck to paycheck and you don't have anything saved for retirement. Look, if you're not in that boat to where you're struggling every single month, this message isn't for you. You don't have to sell your cars. You don't have to curb your spending. But for a majority of the people that are having this issue, what's in their driveway is a major contributing factor to why they're behind. Imagine you have an $800 a month car payment. You have nothing in a brokerage account. You barely have $1,000 in your savings account. If you were to actually sell your car, put that $800 a month into a brokerage account for the next 5 years, you'll have much more in your net worth than you would if you just had that car, which is only going to lose value over that same period of time. The next thing that I would do, I would get rid of everything. If I've got subscriptions, I've got things that I'm paying for, I got things that are luxuries and not necessities, I'm getting rid of them. I've already lost most of you by this point, right? We're talking about your subscription services. We're talking about your buy now, pay later stuff. Get rid of all of it. Why? Because it's slowly draining your account every single month, and it's designed to do that. It takes it out in such small increments that you don't even realize it. But that $10, $20, $30 that you're paying every single month for all those things individually, they add up over a long period of time. All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to educate myself financially. Number one, I'm gonna start watching YouTube channels like mine, where I invest every single day in a brand new portfolio that I built on my channel. You can follow that very easily. But I would start to educate myself on assets over liabilities. So when we talk about assets, paper assets, real estate, liabilities, cars, and just consumer items that we don't need. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invest in a mentor. So whenever I was younger, I was fortunate enough to have people in corporate America that I viewed as mentors, and they were able to help me to understand the importance of not living above your means. Now, I can't say that I listened to everything that they told me, but I did pay attention to some of the things that they said, and it became the basis of the foundation of how I live my life today. So much so that I'm trying to put myself on track to be able to leave corporate America within the next 10 years. I have a 10-year plan. 10-year plan to get where I need to be and where I want to be, and then I can do whatever I want. And when I tell people stay down for 5 or 10 years and just grind, I lose most people at that, because we would rather live in the now and not sacrifice our future for instant gratification today. And that used to be me in my 20s for sure. But as I got into like my mid 30s and beyond, it's been all about trying to prepare myself for life after corporate America, for whenever I can do whatever I want. The next thing that I'm gonna do, if I'm trying to get myself on track, is I'm going to evaluate my career. If I'm in a career field where AI is prominent, AI is coming, AI is gonna potentially displace my whole entire industry, I'm gonna start looking at educating myself on getting into a different career/industry. Because no matter what you think, most of us can be replaceable and can be replaced. If you pay attention to the news right now, and a lot of stuff going on, companies laying people off left and right, you have to go on offense here. You have to be able to look out for yourself and not get too comfortable with what you're doing right now. And when you're in your 40s, it's scary thinking about starting a new career or an industry, something that you haven't been in. But I can tell you that if you don't play offense, you're gonna get left behind and you're not gonna have a choice. And whenever you don't have a choice to make your own decisions from a career perspective, none of the choices that you have are gonna be good. And then the last thing I would do, I was look at my housing. If it cost me more than 20%, this is the number I'm giving you guys, 20%. For me, my number is much lower. If it costs me more than 20% of my monthly take-home pay to pay my mortgage or my rent, I'm leaving that. I'm not gonna stay in that situation. Why? I wanna be able to have enough money to live, invest, and also enjoy myself. And if my mortgage or rent is taking up half of my monthly income, I'm not gonna be able to do any of that. Because what ends up happening is we say we're gonna do something, we're gonna put a plan in place, we're gonna invest, we're gonna start doing things the right way, and then your mortgage or your rent hits 50% of your take-home pay. And then life hits, there's another 20%. And then you start making excuses or you start making deals with yourself. All right, I'm not gonna invest this month, but I'm gonna double down next month, or I'm gonna get focused next month. And then next month turns into a New Year's resolution. And we all know what happens with New Year's resolutions. We start out the gate strong for the first week or two, and then it all falls by the wayside. So look, if you're in a bind right now, if you're over 40 and you feel like it's over for you, you feel like you're never gonna be able to get to a point to where you can be comfortable from a financial perspective, I'm here to tell you it's never too late to get started. It's never too late to get started with getting yourself on track. Now, you may never be able to make up the time that you lost, but you are able to set a plan into place to make sure that you capture the time that you have left. So leave a comment, guys. Let me know. What do you think? I know a lot of people are not gonna do any of the things that I mentioned in this video, because it's easier for us to say that we're gonna do things, plan, but it's ultimately takes a completely different mindset to actually do it. So leave a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think about the things that I would do if I was 40 plus and I wanted to maximize the amount of time that I had left to invest to make sure that I can build some wealth for whenever I'm no longer able to work and I'm ready to retire. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.